Big Ed just called off his marriage because of pasta. That's not a clickbait. That's really what happened. I just watched the episode and my mind is blown, I think. I thought pasta was supposed to help people. I love Italian food. I love Italians. I love everything about Italy except the fact that it's apparently ruining a guy without a neck and his ability to process thoughts. I don't know what happened. Apparently pasta has a lot to do with this. So let's just take a look at how Piquet's marriage got called off. You'd think it was Liz, right? I mean, I'm sorry. You would think if anyone was gonna say no, it would be her. But as I have seen, she's the one who proposed to him first. He's the one who accepted. Just 2 months ago, they said 2 months ago they were gonna get married. I don't know how long it's been, but they're not marrying each other anymore. How is this shit actually possible that a guy who's nearly 60 can break up 15 times with a woman half his age and he holds all the power in that relationship? I don't know. But pasta is the answer. Let's take a look at this stupid video. Big Ed ruins everything. Sorry, that was done backwards. I'm just very, very annoyed at the fact that this dude almost tied the knot and then proceeded to ruin the knot. Now it's not a marriage. Sucks. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, as you can tell, I'm a very positive and loving person. I think you should. On our way to 700K. Okay, let's go. Why would you call off your marriage? What's the point? So you know that reality television is fake. But when it's real, the only moments of realness is when they do things like they present the stage before they actually interview people. Whenever you see on the title screen, producer, and then anything they say, you know this is some real shit. Because reality TV is like, that's fake. But when the producer asks you a question, then it's like, ooh, we didn't even plan for this fake shit to happen. This is actual. So we start off with this. They're doing the mic check and everything, and they get Liz on camera, and they ask what exactly happened. Turns out Big Ed went missing, which I thought was impossible, but it's not. Yeah, I've seen that face before. Every single time I do a video of Big Ed. It's like a crack addict doing crack, and then saying I'm sober for 10 days, and then going back on crack. Times 15. At what point do you just be like, you need to go to the AA, which would be like the Big Ed Not Here clinic, you know? Stay off the Big Ed, guys.
What happened?
Ed canceled the wedding.
You also know it's bad when the producer didn't say what happened. He said, what happened? Like his show was in jeopardy? Like, what the hell am I gonna do for the rest of that 7 episodes? Do I have to just film you now? Oh my God, what the hell? That's tough. He said what like he was Lil Jon.
What?
Do you like how they filmed the, you know when they have the intro sequences for 90 Day, they like have the happy ones where they're like, oh, there he is, my God, Big Ed, there he is right there. And then they have also the, like, they're like, now do a sad one. Now do one where he's really pissing you off. Now do one like every Wednesday when you want to kill him. Yeah, I know it's fake, just do it. They actually have that, like in this one, they have Liz and Ed like looking away from each other like they had a fight. Like they pre-planned this shit. 90 Day Fiancé, revolutionary in how crap it is.
I don't know, there's just a loss of words. A few nights ago, Ed and I got in an argument in front of his family.
Okay, so no, we know there's an argument. I'm waiting for the pasta to make an appearance. But an argument is common. That happens every 5 seconds. There's more arguments between Liz and Ed than there are stars in the sky. I understand. They got into an argument. I don't know what it's about, but I don't need to. They can find things to fight about. It's almost impressive, actually.
His sister was at the house. Ed made dinner, taco pasta.
Taco pasta, there it is. Weird combination. Mexican? Mexicant, because I'm Italian. Combining 2 foods. I like it. Butter chicken tacos. That sounds kind of cool. Has anybody done that? Can we make that a thing? Oh, yeah, taco pasta. That's probably worth the fight. I would say so. Big Ed made taco pasta.
But then Riley's dish was just way too spicy for her. And Ed pretty much just told her, stop being a baby.
Please don't tell me this is how the marriage ended because of taco pasta. Please don't actually. That's actually the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in any of the reality shows I've ever covered. Are you out of your fucking mind? What am I listening to? Okay, so the Liz's child said the taco pasta was too hot. And apparently Big Ed got annoyed and said she's a baby, which, you can't even, that's like just a straight up fact. Is that wrong? Like, you're a baby. And she's like, yes, I am. And that's why I find it hot, you idiot.
I don't appreciate that. And I called him out on it. Then he attacked me back, saying, look at you, you're crazy and everything.
I'm sorry, that's not funny, but like in theory, that's hilarious. Like he tells Riley, you're a baby, you don't like hot food. And she's like, yes, I am a baby. And then Liz is like, hey, stop screaming at the baby. And Ed is like, you're crazy, stop being crazy. You're just screaming at me, going all crazy. What do you got, rabies, babies, rabies, crazies, all you. I'm leaving this shit. I hate this marriage. I'm not your stepdad, and I'm not your daddy. Fuck both of you. Sorry, Riley. My bad, my language. I'll see you later. That's what happened over taco pasta. Taco Tuesday ended in marriage ending. I guess this is the classic phrase that my mom always says. Never get engaged on Taco Tuesday. It'll be Divorce Wednesday.
We're arguing in front of his family. It's not like Ed tried to talk me through it or anything like that.
Does he ever try and talk you through anything? Ever? Is he a therapist? He seems to be more of an instigator, and a 60-year-old one at that, which just blows my mind how he has the energy to fight with people, because I've said it before, I will say it as many times as I need to. When I get to past 50, I'm gonna have the attitude of, I don't care. I don't care, I don't give a fuck. I'ma just do it. This is crazy, man. Big Ed, dying over the wrong hills, man.
Ed doesn't like being pulled into a corner or liking to listen to like how he messes up.
I mean, let's get this straight right now. If a kid says some food is hot, it's probably likely that the food could be hot, and maybe you shouldn't have made it that hot. Sometimes kids they're a little bit picky, they're a little bit like, they don't understand, like, oh, this is food I made for everyone. But guess what, Big Ed? Oh, it's crazy thought, but they're just kids. They'll grow out of it eventually. You don't have to tell a baby that they're being a baby. I'm pretty sure they know they're a baby. What's even crazier is that it's a real baby move to break up a marriage because of some taco pasta, dude. Are you... Taco pasta. Ruining marriages since the day I knew it existed.
Later, after the fight, I go to bed. I wake up, and he's gone.
He snuck out of bed. You guys went to bed together and he snuck out. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. How would you not notice? And I don't mean to be rude, but like really, just think with me here, guys. If they're sleeping on a double bed and he's on one side, there's a gravitational pull. Let's be honest, right? So if he leaves, she'll bounce the fuck back off the bed and she will have to be waken up by the fact that she's now on the floor. You know this. I know this. I don't think he can sneak out. But apparently he did, and she didn't know he was gone till the morning. But something even crazier happened. He didn't even tell her. He just snuck the hell out, and then he ended the marriage by telling everyone else. That's the coldest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Then yesterday, I received a text message from our officiant telling me how sorry he was that the wedding was called off.
That's so shitty. That is so shitty, right? You make taco pasta with your to-be husband. He screams at you, says you're crazy. He sneaks away. Now you're not married anymore. Is that not a very dumb sequence of events? Is everyone on the same page at how stupid what is happening sounds? Or, because I'm feeling like a weird vibe just at how stupid it is. Almost as if that's not the actual reason they're ending the marriage, and I will explain this later at the end of the video why I think this is actually happening. But it's almost as if taco pasta is not the reason for a marriage failing. But I like to think it is, because I hate taco pasta. Just the idea. It's like something squishy and then something crunchy. What the hell is that about? Ugh.
Ed canceled our wedding without even telling me.
Imagine if there was air horns at that sequence.
Ed canceled our wedding.
90 Day Fiancé should hire me to edit stuff. Dank memes. It's a really awkward emotional moment. Your husband left you for some taco pasta. Ooh, I don't know what to do, man. This is really sad, but you deserve better. And I'm someone who doesn't even think he's, in theory, shouldn't be a bad guy. I think I can see value within him, but this is the worst. If someone treats you like this, to someone who they're supposedly going to marry, there's no coming back from that. That's a horrible person. That's a horrible thing to do when you're 18. when you're 58, the amount of you should know betters I have to throw at you is unbelievable. I think that you just need to take this very small L and move on, because you'll find a dub. And you know what? She did. Like I said, she's dating someone else now, currently, and I'm sure she's doing happier. But this is crazy. This poor lady. I sometimes forget because I think like, oh, why does she keep doing this to herself? But this is definitely just very sad to listen to, just to see her in pain. I don't like that.
I keep playing this night over and over and over in my head, and I don't understand how he can just cancel the wedding over stupid taco pasta.
Fuck taco pasta. Taco pasta. I'm gonna make a diss song on taco pasta. Taco pasta. I'ma shoot at you like a rasta. Boom, boom, boom. It's a disaster. I need to get back into it, really. But, point is, she started replaying this moment over and over in her head. And you know what? I can relate to the situation. I've been in situations as such. Not over taco pasta, mind you. I'm not that crazy. You start to think, what did I do wrong? And the correct answer when you can't find where you went wrong is that you didn't do anything wrong, and it's the other person. It's very, very tough sometimes because you always look within yourself to blame yourself, because it makes more sense. Because if you have to blame another person, none of it's your responsibility, and the fact that something still failed usually makes you feel empty because you're like, how could I have done different? And truthfully, sometimes you can't. There is no way to do any better because you're doing the best you can. The other person just isn't, and that's not a reflection on you. So for once, that's what I have to say about Liz. I don't think she did anything wrong, but I do understand her going through her head doing it because I've done that, and it is the worst thing to do.
The only thing I can think of is
Taco pasta. Yeah, I forgot about that shit. Oh my God, she's gonna be haunted by that. You know that. Every time now. She's gonna go to Taco Bell and be like, curse you. Then like she'll go past like Olive Garden, curse you even more. If you two combined, fuck you. Like, it's just be that. Every time. This poor woman. She can't eat at Italian restaurants, Spanish restaurants. Basically anything good she can't eat. What do you have, French? What do they make? Snails? And call it a delicacy?
ew.
Please. Bitch, that's a damn tragedy, man. I don't want to eat snails. I actually do. I would think it would be pretty cool.
I don't think I could have shown this man any more effort. That he means everything to me.
It is heartbreaking because I think she's slowly realizing what I'm going to talk about at the end. And it's the fact that maybe it has nothing to do with like, the fight yesterday, but just an accumulation of things going on in his head. And the fact that he got cold feet and it got closer to the wedding and he found an excuse to leave, no matter how brittle it was. And this is brittle, let me be real. This is the most gangster way to end a relationship I've ever seen. Taco pasta? More like I'm single now and not getting married. Taco pasta. Ruining families forever.
I don't know of anyone else who would fight for him the way that I fought. And I think that's a special kind of love. Not even have a conversation with me.
It's a little toxic as well. It's love. It's a love and toxic is like hand in hand, you know? Honestly, sometimes it probably even requires toxicity in some level for it to stick together. I don't know. Maybe one of the ingredients of love is toxicity. Who the hell actually knows? The point is, she is probably damn right. I don't think anybody else did fight for Ed the way that she did. And she could probably prove it, because everyone before her clearly didn't. She stuck around for some reason, and now he's the one messing it up yet again. So what do? You move on, you find better, and hopefully you realize, damn, I dodged myself a big fat bullet. Sorry, I'm not calling him a fat bullet. It's like a cannonball. All right.
He's staying at his sister's. He's ignoring me. I have no idea what's happening. Here I am dying inside right now. What a coward.
I like how at the end, she even starts imitating the Italian like hand signs, because she's talking about that taco pastas in the back of her head. He's a coward. He's a piece of a shit. If I had to name him a piece of shit. Oh. Okay, so that's like how part one of that ends. She basically doesn't know what happens, and Ed is at his sister's house. There's two things here. One, how does she know that he's at the sister's house if they haven't had any contact? And why isn't anyone contacting her, or why isn't she going to the sister's house? I don't know, does he want space? many questions there. And two, do you guys know the name of Big Ed's sister? Nobody knows, right? You don't know. Take a guess. Mary? Nope. Janice? Nope. Alicia? No. Good guess. The sister's name is this.
Liz, did you make this iced tea?
His sister's name is Liz. What? I didn't know that. Since when the fuck was that a thing? Has that been a thing? Oh my god. Yeah, what the fuck? Nah, okay. I don't have any siblings. I don't know. Is that normal? Is that cool? I guess everyone, like, you know, brown people have, like, weird names. No, I'm not brown. I don't know why I said that. But I'm just saying, people have, like, odd names. Ideally, you'd find someone who has the name of not your sister, so you can't say things like, oh, Liz, harder. And then you think about, like, your sister calling you, and you're like, hey, Liz, harder. No, not you, her. But hey, Liz, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, how's mom? Not mommy, mom. Possibilities of this are endless. It's not the fact that they're named the same thing, you know? Like, that's bad enough, but it's the fact that he called her Liz as well, you know? Because he could have called her Elizabeth, Beth, Eliza, Zab, Lizabeth, Eliz, and also just, you know, maybe backwards instead of Elizabeth. He could have went backwards and Bazili. Any of those names would have been cool, but he chose Liz, the same name of his wife. That's the most haunting thing I've seen in a while. Okay, let's just move on. He had sex with Liz. Okay.
The other night, Liz blew up at me in front of you, and then it just snowballed. I was just looking at you going, I wanted to tell you this is how she is.
Okay, so Liz is with Big Ed, but I'm not talking about his Liz, I'm talking about his Liz. It's his sister. He's at his sister's house, and he's telling her about how his wife, Liz, is really not a good person. Something who, you know, you shouldn't say, right? Two things with this. Stop talking to your family about, like, stuff, like, bad about your partner. Like, yeah, it's not ever going to work out unless you have someone who's willing to understand that your point of view is skewed, because it just is. And if you tell it to your family who has seen you and raised you, perhaps they're more likely to take your side over someone else's. So that's not going to be good unless you want someone to make you feel better about how shitty your partner is, which is sad, okay? So I don't know if this is a good thing, but Big Ed is going around talking about how Liz truly is when he wanted to marry her. You know, that's not how relationships work. So, you know, don't shit talk your spouse, to-be spouse, or anyone in general. But this is what he's doing to other Liz.
The fact that she blew up in front of you guys, it just really hurt my feelings.
I just thought she was gonna stop and it wouldn't go on. I was really just hoping and praying she would stop.
Okay, so the one thing I know about Liz, this Liz, is that she's a godly woman, and she's gonna bring prayer into this a few times. So, you know, thine Lord, pray to yourself that she doesn't go all Jesus on you, I guess. I don't know why that comes up as much as it does. But as we can see, Big Ed's point of view conveniently skips out why Liz got mad. Didn't it? Big Ed didn't say anything about the food being hot or him commenting on Riley. She's not really mentioned. All that's mentioned is the start of Liz just exploding. And I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But Liz just explained a reason and Big Ed didn't. So who would you believe?
Liz was just coming unglued in front of my sister, my nephew, and her daughter because I made Riley's taco pasta too spicy.
Okay, so now we get Big Ed talking to the cameras, and he gives us the full story, which already portrays him as someone who is not a reliable narrator. He's not someone who's conveying the full truth to his family, because he left that out to his sister, Liz. But he's telling us that he's like, yeah, I didn't make it hot, okay? I tried to burn her mouth. You know why? Because she was shit-talking me. And I thought, maybe you could spend 2 days not talking, Riley. I don't know what he was actually trying to do. But he made some hot taco pasta. And I have the same feeling everyone else does. Throw taco pasta in the garbage. Separate those. Yeah, I'm all about separating foods. I'm one of those guys.
That's not the issue. The problem's that Liz is escalating such a dumb fight to the point where I don't want to be around this anymore.
Okay, so Big Ed's concern is that she shouldn't start escalating everything. If he starts making hot pasta and Liz's child says the food is too hot, she should say, okay, master, please make it hotter so you can burn my kid. I want to see my kid go up in flames like that Zeppelin, the Hindenburg. I'd like to see that if I could, thank you. I understand, Big Ed, except I don't. It's a kid. You're dealing with this kid who's very sweet and loving, and I don't know why you would not just say, I'm sorry, let me do something, let me make it so you can have it.
As no, I promise, like, and even
Sorry, let me do something, let me make it so you can have it. You're dealing with a kid. You have to have a lot of patience and grace, and you gotta treat them like they're kids. What are you doing, dude?
I had built Liz up to be the love of my life to all my family. This is a person that I should be able to turn to for love and support. And
Bro, you tried to burn her kid's mouth, okay? And you successfully did it, and she got mad. You succeeded. You got evil. You became Lex Luger for like 2 minutes. She got mad at you, and now you're embarrassed that she got mad. What do you want me to say? How is this even an actual thing? Is anybody actually sitting here thinking, oh, poor Big Ed? Yeah, you should always have your wife just throw away her kids' feelings so that they can comfort you. Oh, sorry, Big Ed, why'd you make such hot food? Make it less hot next time, buddy, okay? Okay, I'm gonna attend to my kid because she's crying, but you stand there. You're so cute and pudgy. What the fuck are you doing? Dude, you throwing away this marriage? Really? Really? Who's gonna want you to be part of their life if at the slightest inconvenience you can throw them under the bus? I thought Liz was the love of my life. She could still be. Even the love of your life can conflict with you. Even the love of your life should be able to disagree in a healthy manner. Fighting, I can agree, is not the best thing to do every time. But that's always a two-person job, right? If you don't want to fight, then you don't want to fight. But this is just not right. Over this man is willing to let go. He has had an epiphany. He said, I can't see myself with this woman anymore. If she can't agree with my taco pasta, I'm gonna leave. I'm done with her. This is a disaster if she don't like my taco pasta. It's another quote. I'm gonna make that a thing.
and to protect me when I make a mistake. Instead, she embarrassed me in front of my whole family. And so
He literally wanted that. He wanted her to like be like, Riley, get out the way. My Big Ed has made a mistake. Oh, sorry, little Big Ed, oh, you little cutie. Ah, stupid kid. You know what? Next time, I'm gonna not even give her a tongue, okay? I'm gonna take that tongue right out of her mouth and say, you don't deserve this. I'm so sorry you made the food too hot. Spice is hard, yeah. I know, you put the whole bag in. Oh, you poor dude. You probably couldn't stop. You had the right idea, buddy. You're 60. You're fumbling the bag, man.
and we'll go back to the same fighting and arguments, and I cannot live like that for the rest of my life.
Called the wedding venue to call it off, or the caterer, or anyone.
Okay, so yeah, he basically said this is the one, and as soon as he realized this, he saw himself in an endless feedback loop and said, I need to get out of it. Sure, okay, I agree, but not on those terms. Yeah, you dated 14 times. You broke up, you got back together. What the hell? Why now? Why? What was different about this one that wasn't different about the 14 other times you've been doing this? I don't know if it's the fact that I don't believe it or the fact that it's so flimsy that this is the reason. But I don't think that this is true either way.
So I talked to the owner, Greg, and he's being so nice. He's like,
He is?
absolutely, yeah. So I got my deposit
So
back.
glad.
Thank God.
Good.
You could have chose to chew that first. You could have chose to eat that food and not have this conversation with the food. So you just had to get that out, huh? This is like a scene from The Matrix, man. One girl has glasses on. She's like, which part did you choose, Neo? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I just can't choose the part. No. Whatever, taco pasta. I just chose that one.
We just have to admit to each other, let's just move on. Hopefully, God will give me another chance.
I would really.
Look, man, even if God gives you another chance, your body might not. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that, you know, you get older, right? I'm not saying 60 you can't find love. I don't think there is an age. Pause. You know what I mean, with consent and age and everything else, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the fact that when you're 60, it's harder to find someone. It's not impossible, and it's very doable, but if you have the personality of Big Ed, who refuses to accept his mistakes, take responsibility, and grow, then how much of a chance do you really have? And I'm being serious here, because I'm concerned for this man, and the fact that he just cannot seem to accept responsibility and remains an adolescent in his way of thinking. I don't usually break it down like this. I think, woo, it's fun time, big air, baby. But this is like, you're on your last straw. If you're willing to ruin this relationship, I don't know what you will stick with, bro. And that's tough.
Want you to marry someone who is a born-again Christian.
Oh my God. If he married a Muslim, she'd die. She'd just die. I didn't even know about this. What the fuck? Where were you? You just threw that spanner into the mix, didn't you? Besides the fact Liz is really loud, she's not a born-again Christian. Sorry, I had some taco pasta in my mouth. You need to get a born-again Christian. Otherwise, I hate her. Also, she has my name. What a bitch. Okay, so I guess that's a thing, all of a sudden. That's who he has to marry, a born-again Christian? Okay, I guess that's a criteria of religion.
I really believe that they just aren't meant to be together.
Okay, even if you're a blind lady, you could still see that they're not meant to be together. Anyone who breaks up 14 times is not meant to be together. Shows don't get renewed 14 times. Friends only had 10 seasons. How come they got back together for 14? Explain. Discuss. Because I don't think disgust is actually more what I feel when I think about these two, okay?
It broke my heart that she was talking to my brother that way. I'm sure he's not been perfect by any means. I know he's wanted.
Right now, this motherfucker, instead of having a conversation with his to-be wife, is at the other Liz's house drinking what looks to be wine and fucking iced tea. Wine and iced tea in the middle of the day? Really, dude? He's avoiding all sorts of responsibility, and you're just allowing that to happen. Like, he's not the best. No, he's not. If he's avoiding responsibility, he sucks. And I don't think he should.
I thought we were over everything. We went to Florida. We did the therapy. It was so amazing. And then here we're starting a whole new life.
Okay, so Big Ed then brings up the fact that they went to Florida and did therapy. It's the one where he got hypnotized and then said he's a leprechaun. Apparently that helped him. Apparently being a leprechaun for 30 minutes helps this dude. Why don't you go to leprechaun school? I'll get you the buckle. Honestly, if this gets you to a marriage and a happy, sustainable future, I'll buy you the buckle and the top hat. I will, I promise you. You have my word. But actually mean it, okay? Because people aren't getting any younger. Liz, if she got married and divorced you, would be her third divorce. The fact is, everyone who's choosing you is wrong. And that's sad, because you're a person who deserves love just like everyone else. As much as it kills me sometimes to say it, of course he is. But it's hard to find someone who's wanting to love someone who can't even accept responsibility when they make a mistake, dude. Stop drinking wine during the day and iced tea. Do one. Don't mix things. When I'm talking about drinks and food. Also, mixing Coke and raspberry is really good. So I take that back.
In Arkansas, surrounded by family, but it wasn't the pretty picture that I thought it was going to be. And
I mean, you guys were fighting all throughout the therapy. I don't know why you thought it would be. Turning into a leprechaun is more of a Pokemon move than a life move, dude. We've been fighting a lot. Now I'm a leprechaun. Whoop-de-doo. It's not really a thing that people do, but okay, you know, good for you. Employing 90-Day Fiancé to fix your relationship is the equivalent of hiring a deaf man to listen to your music. You know what I mean? The point is, you're not fixing anything. And the fact that she moved to Arkansas for you just makes it so much real and worse that Liz actually did uproot her life and everything she knew to make it work or to give it a chance, and you're not even doing that much for her. I do feel sorry for the fact that she did so much and got so little in return. Why she loves you is still, I think, the second biggest mystery, except for Bigfoot.
I know if I continue down this path and marry her, Liz, I'm going to be miserable for the rest of my life. And
Lizrable. Carry on.
I don't want to be divorced. It would be a nightmare. It wouldn't be a good thing for her or for me. No. Especially for me.
So apparently divorce is bad for people. I think he got divorced from his first wife, unless she just vanished. But he does have a daughter who's Liz's age, which is... But, you know, so that happened. Liz has two. So they've had experience, and I don't think anyone wants to get divorced even once. Lo and behold, if he feels like this is not the right decision, it is probably better to not get married and have that charade and then tell someone that you want to get divorced as opposed to just doing it before that happens. So as bad as it is, he's probably doing the right thing if he has a conversation with her, which he doesn't seem to be doing. Wrong Liz, dude. Right idea, wrong person.
Especially for me.
Oh my God, he's eating.
I need her to know that we're not moving forward together.
There's something so insincere about a dude who's like, yeah, I'm calling off my marriage, and then drinking wine and eating chicken while talking to his sister. That just seems like a dick thing, doesn't it? Like, that's like a douchey thing. Not that I ever would imagine this, but if I had someone and they're like, I'm calling it off, I would hope that they're not like, I'm calling it off. Excuse me, more waffles, please. Yes, I'm calling off my marriage. Can you give me syrup? Thank you. What were you saying?
So I called the wedding off. I already canceled the venue. I haven't told Liz because if she heard me tell her it was off, she wouldn't believe it was true. She wouldn't want.
So he apparently justifies the fact that he hasn't told Liz because she wouldn't believe it's true. It still doesn't warrant that. All right, let's have this grown-up conversation. Actually, I'll wait till the very end. But it's about responsibility and avoiding it and why you probably shouldn't. Even though it's so cool to avoid responsibility, trust me. It's nice. Don't do that, dude. Don't avoid responsibility. Talk to her. You need to. You owe her that much. You've been through 14 times of breakups, way too many seasons of television. You owe her a goddamn conversation. Sorry, Liz. I don't mean to be blasphemous. God, Team G, God.
We're not getting married. It's over. I'm done.
All right, so he tells us it's over. They're not getting married. It's done.
For both of you to find a healthy relationship with somebody who is you're compatible.
Isn't that an interesting concept that you can be healthy by yourself and when you're in a relationship then become toxic? And maybe sometimes a person brings out traits in you didn't have, whereas you wouldn't show it otherwise. And you can take that one of two ways. You can either think, that person sucks for doing that, or I do have these tendencies. Let me seek to find a person who doesn't bring them out in me, or let me fix those. That's always like the up and downside of a relationship. There's all of these great things and all of these bad things that are learning opportunities at the end of the day. Of course, that's not probably the first thing you think of. You probably think of the crushing pain of being in a relationship that's ended. Where's my alcohol?
I'm gonna see if she'll meet at just kind of a neutral place.
Hey, can we meet up at the Boar's Nest around 6? ...
I'm sorry.
Nice.
I know it's not good on my part, but it's not gonna be like the last 13 times. This is really gonna be the final.
That's a hard album name, isn't it? It's not gonna be like the last 13 times. Like, whoever gets up to making their 14th studio album, they should have like a, like this. It's not gonna be like the last 13 times. It completely is. That's crazy. To say that and actually not see the irony. It's not gonna be like the last 13 times. All right, Big Ed. I had my money on she ended the relationship because she woke up one day and said, what the hell am I doing? I did not have my money on Big Ed doing it, but I don't know why. Because from every single fight they've had, it's been because of him. I don't know how I didn't see that. Of course he would mess this up.
I think Liz actually is waiting for me to call her up and say I'm sorry, like it's always been. I call, I apologize, okay, and we move on. And that's how the last 14 breakups have been.
14? Gosh, I thought it was 13. It's 14. I gotta keep track how many times they've ended and got back together. This is a Guinness World Record for sure. This is like some 18-year-old type. 1 week we're together, the next week we're not. I saw her looking at another guy. I'm gonna break up with her. That was just me in the reflection of a mirror. I'm back together with her. I like her.
This is not about anger. Like, I'm not angry at Liz. It's just realizing that we're not meant to be together.
Okay, so he's not angry, he's just disappointed because she screamed at him after he tried to set her kid on fire, proversionally. Procreation, provocatively. He's tried to set her kid on fire, type beat.
I'm at a different stage in my life, and I can see clearly that it's not gonna work, that Liz needs to go live her life, and I need to live mine.
Oh gosh, it only took 8 seasons, but okay, great, wow, woo, right, woohoo, whoop. Do I believe this? No, I don't. No, I don't. And that's how the episode actually ends. Big Ed doesn't actually have the conversation with her right now, but we do get a preview of the next episode, and it's a bullshit preview. I just want to go on record and say that because it shows him waiting, and then it has like this sound effect where a door opens and it looks like it could be Liz, but if you actually look at the door, it's just some dude. So I don't know if she actually shows up and has this conversation, and I don't know if they even talk before they go their separate ways, which is shit.
Liz and I's last argument, it let me know to my core that this was never going to work. She's probably going to be upset, but I do owe her a face-to-face.
All right, so I guess that's the next episode, but that's Big Ed and Liz in a relationship and marriage that I literally said was going to happen and isn't. So, all right, let's talk about responsibility. I probably shouldn't tell you this because you're probably an adult or maybe a young person who needs this information. I don't know. But accepting responsibility is a tough thing, isn't it? Sometimes you have to say things that make you look like a piece of doo-doo head. Let's be real. But guess what? It's okay. You're gonna look like a doo-doo head every now and again. If you didn't look like a doo-doo head, you probably wouldn't be a person. You're going to be a doo-doo head. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means you're a human being, because that's part of the experience. Making mistakes, because if you don't make mistakes, you cannot learn. However, you'll never learn if you don't accept responsibility. And no matter how hard something is in the moment, whether it's saying to someone, I don't feel the same way, I cannot do this, I'm really bad at this, I'm so sorry, this is my fault. Not only does it help you move forward, but it helps them. And I know sometimes you don't owe them things, but if you give them your time and effort and promise that, it's probably enough to warrant a conversation. It's probably one of the most gray areas where some people just ghost people, some people avoid others, some people don't say this, some people do say this, but I've had those. I'm sure I've been that before, but it's happened to me. And it hurts like a bitch. It feels horrible when you think this is all your fault and the other person doesn't take responsibility. It feels even worse when it feels forced or reluctant or half-assed. But I can't expect everyone to be the same. The only thing we can do is try to be better ourselves. Because if you can do that, then you could probably be a more solid, consistent person. And as you get older in life, that actually matters way more than you think it does. Imagine having someone who shows up every day instead of that person who some days is there and some days isn't. I know everyone's had that before, right? Tough. Big Ed is that for Liz, and all this episode is about is accepting responsibility. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that besides taco pasta being a tick thing, the reason he actually probably called it off and had this epiphany was probably because he got cold feet. Realizing that the date was sooner and sooner is like realizing you're going somewhere far away on a flight. Once the date gets close enough, you then think, oh, this is real. And probably once he saw that or felt that, he looked for any excuse to find his way to get out of that. And the reason he had to have a fight and not just say, I don't think this is working, is because if he said that, it would make him look bad. He had to make her look bad in the process. And that's the only way he could see himself getting out of the situation. So in his mind, he believes that he's not at fault. Or if he does, it's not really registering. And that's a very, very bad thing to do, because it means that when he moves forward, he will constantly think other people are the problem and not realize it's him. And then he'll turn into 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 90. 90-day fiance. 90-year-old Big Ed looking for love, and it's him just on his scooter like, I had a rose and I had a Liz, now I'm looking for a Marie. That's her last name. That's why I said it. Didn't know that. I don't think this guy understands how bad what he's doing is. I'm not saying the marriage isn't good or bad, I'm just saying I don't know if he realizes just how irresponsible his actions are. Taking responsibility is not sexy, but it ends up being that if you can actually hold yourself accountable. Big Ed. He's teaching people lessons one way or another, right? So anyway, that's the episode. Sorry it got so deep. I really didn't mean for this to happen, but when I watched the episode, I was genuinely shocked. I didn't think I could be shocked anymore. I thought they were gonna get married and then eventually be like, oh, I called it off, or on the wedding day, like Love is Blind do that. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but apparently the wedding is called off. Will it be back on? I don't think so, but I'm kind of curious to see what happens at the end of this. So hopefully you stick around. I'm going to see if there's anything more to this, and if not, maybe I'll do a summation of all of this. But yeah, That's Big Ed and Liz, and not his sister. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. If you like taco pasta, you can get the fuck out. If you don't, then you can subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and don't date someone who has the same name as your brother, sister, mother, cousin. Well, cousin's all right, that's not too bad. Brother, sister, brother. Don't date your family. All right, see you.
She ain't even gotta ask, she did a dash and bit the last. You know a dash and she know